When I was a kid, I was straight edge. That means I didn't drink, smoke, do drugs, and I didn't engage in promiscuous sex. While the last three are still true today, I do now, as a much more discerning 29-year-old man, drink on occasion. I learned about a little something called moderation. And while moderation is a good general skill in life, it's also particularly relevant to today's topic, the comma. The reason I say this is because the biggest problem people have with commas is either using too many or too few. The kind of people who use too many are generally what I like to call pseudo-intellectuals. People who want to appear smarter than they actually are. And the people who use too few, well, I'm a pony, you noob. Oh, you're such a noob. Oh, you're a noob. You barely know English. So today I'm going to teach you how to use commas in moderation. Now the rules aren't terribly stringent, and I'm not here to play comma police.
Comma police, restless man is used too many. Gonna run out, there's slices all over this page.
That will never happen again. Commas are used for quite a few different things. We're going to kind of gloss over the common usages. Commas are used to separate things. Now, there are four major types of things that commas are used to separate. We're going to go over all four of them quite quickly. The four things are clauses, lists, adverbs, and parentheticals. An easy way to remember this is to just remember clap. So let's talk about the C first, clauses. Now a comma is used to separate an independent clause from dependent clauses. An independent clause is a statement or thought that can exist on its own. A dependent clause is a shorter clause that is attached to an independent clause, and its main purpose is clarification. Let's look at an example.
My shirt is awesome, unlike your super lame top.
The first clause is independent. Saying my shirt is awesome is enough. The second clause is dependent. In order to separate the clauses, we use a comma. Now, as I mentioned in my semicolon video, if you have two independent clauses and you want to link them without that because or any other conjunctive word, you can also use a semicolon. Number two, the L in clap, is things in a list. When you want to list multiple items, you use a comma to separate those items. For example,
I like turtles, puppies, and kitties.
you'd put a comma between each of those things. Included in the lists feature of using commas is multiple adjectives describing the same noun. For example, this sweet, awesome, bodacious shirt. Sweet, awesome, bodacious. They're all describing the shirt. So you'd use a comma to separate them. The third thing on the list, the A in clap, is adverbs, but to be fair, it's only certain adverbs, but they all go together. Once you start hearing them, you'll understand what kind of adverbs I'm talking about. They are in alphabetical order. Furthermore, however, in fact, instead, moreover, nevertheless, therefore, and to. When you start a sentence with these words, the comma goes after the word. So if I said, however, my shirt is far superior, you'd put a comma after that, however. And if you use it in the middle of a sentence, you would enclose it in commas. Like, my shirt, comma, however, comma, is amazing. The fourth and final thing that commas separate is P, which stands for parentheticals or parenthetical phrases. Parentheticals are usually used to explain something further, sort of like a dependent clause. They're not 100% necessary to explaining what you're trying to say, but if you want to throw it in there for clarification, you use the commas to separate that parenthetical from the rest of the statement. Example, my 3-wolf moon shirt, which is totally awesome, is better than your shirt. Now, what part of that sentence was the parenthetical? I could have just as easily said, my shirt is better than yours, but I wanted to clarify the awesomeness of the 3-wolf moon shirt. So that's it. Commas are real easy, just remember to clap. They're used to separate clauses, lists, adverbs, and parentheticals. And the same rule that applies to semicolons and apostrophes applies here. When in doubt, leave it out.